A new earth, a new you, a new mind. The mind is extremely powerful. One who has conquered his mind or her mind can control anything in the world. Once you conquer your mind, you become a totally transformed person, always peaceful and cheerful. No person and no situation on the earth can deflect you. You are the king and have the power to turn even the greatest odds towards positivity. You are a source of light and power for whoever comes in contact with you. In today's life, almost all of our agonies and pains are due to our not having proper control over our mind. Instead of mastering our mind, we have become the slaves of it, so to speak. Unless we restore our master status and overcome our mind, we are bound to be unhappy and stressed. Understanding mind and its power has now become a necessity of the society. Mind powers cannot be generated as they already exist in every human being. Each individual has been endowed with equal powers of the mind. The difference is in the way of different people using them. Now, most of the people are not even aware of such powers. These powers can perform wonders. The proof of the existence of such powers can be seen when we go back in the ancient times. It was the time when people were able to remember matters without noting them and know the happenings of a distant place without any cell phone or television. These powers exist even today. However, due to the development of technology, exposure, and competition, human has become dependable, weak, and has lost himself or herself along with his powers or her powers in the hustle and bustle of life. The human has made himself weak and has cultivated various mental diseases like lack of confidence, frustration, depression, or any other myriad of neurosis and psychosis. However, all these mental diseases can be overcome. And I'm here to tell you, you can retain your mental power with a little practice and, yes, determination. It's never too late. You can become the master of your mind and life and enter the path of happiness, peace, and successful living. And here at the Umbanda New Earth Education Center, that is just what we're going to strive to achieve. Because you are your thoughts. We are our thoughts. They form one collective, unified continuum. Change your thoughts and you shall change yourself. Now let's talk about some fundamentals. Human mind possesses immense powers. You aren't even aware of the powers that your mind is possessing. However, before knowing those powers, we first need to understand, how does the mind work? How can we change our mentality? And moreover, what the mind consists of, what it actually is. On meeting a student who grabbed first rank in the class, a teenager who topped the university, or an adult successfully running a big business empire, the thoughts that arise in our mind are, he is very intelligent. Her mind is very sharp. Her brain is very powerful. Here, we need to understand that mind, brain, and intelligence are three different aspects. Brain at the top of the tier, mind, thoughts. Brain is a physical organ. Your brain, our brain, like any other organ of the human body. If you see the diagram of the human body, you can easily find the brain at the top as the topmost organ. It's an organ of the body that is visible and has a structure. The function of this body organ is to send orders to each part of the body to perform in a particular manner. Therefore, if your body is functioning properly, it is because your brain is functioning properly. Each body part is connected with a portion of the brain from where it gets the orders to perform in a certain manner. Hence, if a body part is not working properly, the problem is not in that part, but on that portion of the brain from where it is connected. If you find a physically challenged person, one whose hand is not working or who can't stand on his legs or her legs, and analyze the problem, you shall find that there is nothing wrong with the body parts, but the problem lies within a certain portion of that brain from where the limbs are connected. There could be various reasons for this defect, if you will: lack of oxygen at the time of birth, less supply of blood to the brain, a spot on the brain, a dark spot, injuries on the brain. Therefore, physically you are normal. It is because your brain is working properly. It is also very important for our brain to work powerfully, as only due to it we shall be able to work in a proper manner. If we want our brain to work in an effective manner, we need to eat nutritious food. Proper intake of food is very necessary for the proper working of the brain. Weakness in the body, low energy levels, sleeping disorders is the few problems faced if the brain is not supplied with proper nutrients. This states that the brain is totally related with our physical appearance, strength, and abilities. There is a system working inside the brain. This system is our mind. Each body organ has a function to perform. Now, the functions of the eyes is to see. The eyes is visible, but the eyesight is abstract. Eyesight is not visible in the same way the brain is visible, but the mind that is working inside the brain is invisible. What is this mysterious mind? Mind can be defined as a system or a process running inside the brain. It's not an organ, it's not visible, nor is it having a structure. Being non-physical, it has no weight, nor can it be quantified in any measurement. One's mentality totally depends on the working of the mind. As the physical functioning of the body depends on the brain, in the same way, the mental working depends on the mind. Our mentality, behavior, character, and attitude, all is dependent on the working of the mind. Now, the question is, how does the mind work? As explained earlier, the mind is a system working inside the brain. Now, every system works by some or other medium. An engine can work properly only by proper supplement of oil or kundalini. A machine works by the power of electricity. Similarly, human mind works by the power of thought. Yes, it is our own thoughts that develops our mentality, behavior, character, and attitude. If you wish to change any of it, then you first need to change your thoughts. By changing your thoughts, you automatically bring a change in your mind. As it is only thoughts that the entire mind consists of, mental abilities like telepathy, clairvoyance, perceiving distant scenes by mind, clairaudience, listening to distant sounds by the mind, etc., are all directly manipulated by our mind. There are few people who develop their mental powers to such an extent that during their lifetime itself, they can leave their body at will and travel as far as they desire and then return to their body. Hence, every human is powerful and miraculous. Just because every human has a mind filled with powers, you can't even imagine the extent of the powers your mind possesses. However, once you start your journey towards understanding, controlling, and developing your mind, you shall eventually realize the miraculous side of you. Now, folks, we're going to hold up there. I hope that was just a little bit of an enticement for you to continue this journey along with me, where we're going to discuss the mental powers. We're going to discuss how it is that the top tier yogis, those who have yoked their consciousness, their human consciousness to divine consciousness, their God fractal divine divinity within, have yoked that. That's what yoga means, to yoke. We have yoked our human consciousness to divine source consciousness. And as a consequence, we are masters of the cosmos. We are able to travel throughout the 12 dimensions and the 9 realms. Stay tuned, folks, and we're going to do all this and more. Namaste. Namaskaram.